The relentless sun beat down on the Egyptian desert, turning the sands to shimmering gold. Inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, a team of archaeologists worked, their breath clouding the cool, dry air. Dust motes danced in the beams of their headlamps as they carefully brushed away centuries of accumulated. They were excavating a newly discovered corridor, a hidden passage sealed for millennia. Then Dr. Emily Carter, the team's lead archaeologist, gasped. Deep within the limestone, almost invisible against the pale stone, was an intricate symbol. It was unlike anything she'd ever seen, a series of interlocking geometric shapes and glyphs that seemed to pulse with an ancient energy. At first, the team dismissed it as a natural formation, a trick of the light. But Dr. Elias Vance, a historian whose unorthodox theories had long been ridiculed by the academic establishment, felt a shiver run down his spine. He recognized the symbol. Years ago, poring over ancient texts and forgotten maps, he'd theorized about a hidden code within the pyramids, a key to understanding a lost technology. This symbol, he was certain, was a piece of that code. This isn't erosion, Elias whispered, his voice hoarse with excitement. This is a message. Emily, initially skeptical, was captivated by Elias's passion. He explained his theory, his words painting a picture of a civilization far more advanced than any history books described. A civilization that harnessed the power of the stars, using the pyramids not as tombs, but as conduits of energy, focusing cosmic forces for purposes we could barely comprehend. His ideas were radical, bordering on the fantastical, but the symbol before them seemed to confirm his long-held beliefs. The team worked tirelessly, meticulously documenting the symbol, taking high-resolution images and measurements. They discovered that the symbol was not just a surface carving, it was deeply embedded in the limestone, as if it had been imprinted there with immense pressure. Further investigation revealed a series of similar symbols etched into the walls of the corridor, forming a complex sequence. Elias, using his knowledge of ancient languages and astronomy, began to decipher the code. The symbols, he realized, were not just abstract designs, they were a map, a blueprint of unimaginable power. Days turned into weeks. The team faced setbacks, equipment malfunctions, sandstorms, and the ever-present threat of collapse within the ancient structure. Yet, they persevered, driven by the potential significance of their discovery. Slowly, painstakingly, Elias translated the code. The map revealed a hidden chamber beneath the pyramid, a chamber that held not gold or jewels, but a device of immense power machine, capable of harnessing and manipulating energy on a scale previously considered impossible. The implications were staggering.
Dr. Carter, a seasoned Egyptologist, stared at the artifact, a small, intricately carved obsidian box unearthed deep within the Great Pyramid. Its hieroglyphs were unlike anything he'd ever seen, hinting at a history far older, far stranger than recorded. This was proof, undeniable proof, of a civilization predating even the ancient Egyptians. He felt a thrill, a scientist's exhilaration at the brink of a monumental discovery. He carefully documented his findings, the obsidian box's unique properties, the strange energy readings he detected emanating from it. He knew this discovery would rewrite history, but he also knew the implications were far-reaching, potentially destabilizing. He carefully documented his findings, the obsidian box's unique properties, the strange energy readings he'd detected emanating from it. He knew this discovery would rewrite history, but he also knew the implications were far-reaching, potentially destabilizing. That night, a cold dread washed over him. Returning to his tent, he found his research notes vanished, his laptop wiped clean. A chilling sense of violation filled him. He felt a prickling sensation at the back of his neck, a feeling that he wasn't alone in his discovery. The following morning brought an even greater shock. The Egyptian authorities had shut down the excavation site, citing safety concerns. Carter knew it was a lie. He'd seen this before, the swift, decisive action to contain something far more significant than structural instability. Rumors spread like wildfire. Whispers of a forbidden chamber, a hidden space within the pyramid, not accounted for in any historical records. Scans revealed anomalous readings emanating from within, something inexplicable, something powerful. Carter watched helplessly from afar as government officials descended upon the site, sealing it off completely. He tried to contact his colleagues, but their responses were vague, their words carefully chosen. He understood. They were all bound by the same unspoken rule. Some discoveries are too dangerous to be shared. The obsidian box was gone, a secret now held within the impenetrable walls of the Forbidden Chamber. Its secrets lost, for now.
Carter, a seasoned archaeologist with a penchant for the obscure, stumbled upon an anomaly during his latest dig in Egypt. Deep within the Great Pyramid, hidden behind a centuries-old sealed chamber, he discovered a strange symbol, unlike any he had ever encountered. It was intricately carved into the stone, radiating an aura of mystery and forbidden knowledge. He knew instantly that this was something significant, something the world wasn't ready to see. The Egyptian authorities, however, were less than enthusiastic about his discovery. They quickly shut down the dig site, effectively silencing Carter and his potentially world-altering find. But Carter wasn't one to be deterred. He knew this symbol held the key to a far greater mystery, a truth buried beneath millennia of history. He resolved to uncover it, regardless of the risks. Episode 2. The global connection began not in the sands of Egypt, but within the confines of Carter's cluttered study. Satellite images of ancient structures adorned his walls, a tapestry of pyramids and enigmatic monuments from across the globe. Giza was a closed chapter, but the symbol haunted him. It was a puzzle piece, he knew, and it needed a larger picture to find its place. He began to meticulously compare the locations of these ancient structures, poring over countless historical texts, deciphering forgotten languages. He was searching for a connection, a pattern, a common thread that would unravel the mystery of the symbol. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Carter's obsession grew, fueled by fragmented clues and tantalizing hints. Then, it hit him, a startling realization that sent a jolt of adrenaline through his system. The pyramids weren't just isolated structures. They were part of a larger, global network. The dimensions, the angles, the geographical locations, they all pointed towards a unified design, an ancient blueprint shared by civilizations separated by continents and millennia. From the towering pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico to the step pyramids of China, the Nubian pyramids of Sudan, and the enigmatic Bosnian pyramid, all of them shared the same fundamental architecture. But it wasn't just the architecture. Each structure, Carter discovered, contained subtle variations of the same symbol he had found in the Great Pyramid of Giza. This was no coincidence. It was a deliberate pattern, a hidden message spanning across the globe, a secret that had been kept for thousands of years. The implications were staggering. This wasn't just about ancient history. It was about a forgotten technology, a knowledge so profound it had been deliberately buried. But who had built these structures? What was the purpose of this global network? And what were they hiding? The answers, Carter suspected, were more dangerous than he could have ever imagined. He was just beginning to scratch the surface of a conspiracy, far greater and more ancient than he could have ever anticipated.
Doctor, Carter adjusted his glasses, the faint glow of his computer screen illuminating his tired face. For months, he'd been obsessed with a peculiar pattern, a global enigma that defied conventional explanations. The pyramids, those ancient stone giants scattered across continents, weren't random monuments to forgotten pharaohs or powerful rulers. There was something far more profound. He'd spent countless hours poring over satellite images, overlaying ancient star charts onto the precise coordinates of each pyramid complex. The correlations were undeniable, a breathtaking tapestry woven across millennia and continents. Giza, Teotihuacan, Chichen Itza aligned with specific constellations, forming a network so intricate, so mathematically precise, it defied rational explanation. The implications were staggering. It meant these disparate civilizations, separated by vast oceans and millennia, weren't isolated entities. They were connected, bound by a shared knowledge, a common purpose that transcended geographical boundaries and the historical understanding of human civilization. The sheer scale of such a discovery sent shivers down his spine. Carter felt a surge of exhilaration. He had to share this. He had to prove it to the world. He spent the next few weeks compiling his research, meticulously documenting his findings, preparing a presentation that would shake the foundations of accepted history. He carefully crafted his arguments, using mathematical models and astronomical data to support his claim. He was ready to unveil the truth, to reveal the existence of a sophisticated, technologically advanced civilization that predated recorded history, a civilization that had mastered the secrets of astronomy and engineering to a degree that surpassed even modern capabilities. Just as he was about to submit his paper, an unsettling email arrived. The subject line was blank. His heart pounded as he opened it. The message was short, cryptic, and chilling. You've uncovered too much. Stop your research. Carter stared at the satellite image, his breath catching in his throat. A colossal pyramid, half buried beneath the Amazon's dense canopy, dominated the screen. The caption below sent a shiver down his spine, older than history itself. This was it, the missing piece of the puzzle he'd spent years chasing, a structure that predated all known civilizations, a discovery that could rewrite human history. He felt a surge of exhilaration, a thrill that mixed with a prickle of unease. This was bigger than him, bigger than anything he'd ever imagined. He reached for his phone, ready to share his incredible find, when his computer erupted in a violent spasm. The screen flickered, displaying a chaotic mess of code before plunging into darkness. Everything was gone. Years of research, painstakingly compiled notes, meticulously layered satellite overlays, all wiped clean in an instant. A cold dread washed over him. His phone buzzed. An unknown number, a distorted voice, barely audible, whispered, "You were never meant to see this." The line went dead. Carter gripped the edge of his desk, his knuckles white. Someone was watching him, someone powerful, someone who wanted this discovery buried. But Carter wasn't the type to back down. The adrenaline coursing through his veins fueled a stubborn determination. He wouldn't let fear dictate his actions. He had a lead, a tantalizing glimpse into a lost world, and he was going to follow it, no matter the cost. He started rebuilding, piecing together fragments of memory, searching for scraps of data he might have backed up. He knew the risks, the potential danger, but the allure of uncovering the truth, of rewriting history itself, was too strong to resist. The whispers, the deleted files, the anonymous threat, they only served to intensify his resolve. He would find the truth, even if it meant facing the unknown. He would unearth the secrets of the Amazonian pyramid, even if it meant risking everything. His journey had just begun, a path filled with uncertainty and danger, but leading towards a discovery that could change everything. Carter stared at the fragmented image on his screen, the remnants of a digital wipe, a cruel reminder of the night his life changed. A cryptic phone call, a whispered warning about the key, and now this, a blurry picture of a pyramid, half buried in the Amazonian jungle. It wasn't just any pyramid. The strange symbols etched into its surface resonated with a forgotten language he'd been studying for years, a language hinting at a global conspiracy spanning millennia. He felt the weight of a hidden truth pressing down on him, a truth someone desperately wanted to keep buried. He couldn't ignore it. He assembled his team with the utmost secrecy. Dr. Marie Alvarez, her expertise in ancient South American cultures invaluable. Zane Brooks, a former Navy SEAL whose jungle survival skills were legendary. And Liu Chen, a ghost in the machine, a tech wizard capable of bending satellites to their will. They were an unlikely group, united by a shared sense of purpose and a healthy dose of paranoia. The Amazon awaited, a green inferno teeming with danger. Their journey into the heart of the rainforest was a brutal test of endurance. The humidity clung to them like a shroud, the insects a relentless, buzzing torment. Zane's navigational skills were crucial, his knowledge of the terrain guiding them through treacherous swamps and dense undergrowth. Marie deciphered ancient glyphs etched on crumbling stone tablets, each one a breadcrumb leading them closer to their goal. Liu, meanwhile, kept them connected to the outside world, his hacked satellite feeds providing crucial information and a lifeline in the face of the unknown. Days bled into weeks. The relentless heat, the constant threat of predators, and the growing sense of being watched gnawed at their nerves. They were intruders in a world that didn't want them, a world that guarded its secrets jealously. One night, they were ambushed. A group of shadowy figures emerged from the jungle, armed with machetes and a chilling silence. Zane's training kicked in, his movements fluid and lethal as he fought off the attackers. Protecting his team, they barely escaped, the experience leaving them shaken but more determined than ever. Finally, they found it. The pyramid, larger and more imposing than the fragmented image had suggested, stood majestically in a clearing, a testament to a lost civilization. The symbols were clearer now, their meaning slowly unfolding under Marie's expert analysis. They were not just markings, they were a complex map, a key to unlocking the pyramid's secrets. Inside, they discovered chambers filled with ancient artifacts, intricate carvings, and a series of interconnected tunnels that snaked deep beneath the rainforest floor. They discovered evidence of a sophisticated civilization, far more advanced than history books would suggest, a civilization connected to similar sites across the globe, a global network hidden in plain sight. The humid air hung heavy, a stifling blanket woven from the dense jungle canopy. Carter wiped sweat from his brow, the emerald green world pressing in on all sides. His team, a motley crew of archaeologists and seasoned explorers, moved cautiously, their boots sinking into the damp earth. They were deep within the uncharted Amazon, following a cryptic image, a faded sketch of a pyramid, impossibly ancient, impossibly real. Weeks of relentless trekking had brought them to the coordinates, a point marked only on their tattered map. Then it appeared, rising from the undergrowth, a colossal pyramid, draped in moss and clinging vines, dominated the landscape. Its sheer scale dwarfed even their wildest expectations. Hieroglyphs, intricate and alien, yet strangely familiar, covered its surface. A fusion of Egyptian symbology and something utterly unknown. Carter felt a shiver run down his spine. This wasn't just a discovery, it was a rewriting of history. As they approached, the ground vibrated. A low growl echoed through the trees. From the shadows, a group of mercenaries emerged, their faces obscured by balaclavas, weapons gleaming menacingly in the dappled light. Their leader, a tall, scarred man with eyes like chips of ice, stepped into the open. "You're not supposed to be here," he rasped, his voice a chilling whisper. Carter, heart hammering, tried diplomacy. "We're archaeologists. We're here to study." The leader cut him short with a cruel laugh. "Study? You think this is some museum exhibit? This is private property, and you're trespassing." Before Carter could respond, the mercenaries opened fire. The jungle erupted in chaos. Shots rang out, the team scattering, their meticulously planned expedition dissolving into a desperate fight for survival. They were not just facing heavily armed mercenaries. They were facing a powerful, unseen force, determined to keep the pyramid's secrets buried. The initial shock gave way to a desperate struggle for survival. Maria, their expert tracker, used her knowledge of the terrain to lead them through a labyrinth of twisting vines and dense undergrowth. Ben, the team's weapons specialist, returned fire, his shots precise and deadly. But the mercenaries were relentless, their numbers overwhelming. Carter, fueled by adrenaline, realized the stakes were far higher than he ever imagined. This wasn't just about archaeology. It was about a battle for control of a secret that could shake the foundations of civilization. The fight raged on, a desperate dance between survival and discovery. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the jungle floor, Carter knew one thing. This was only the beginning. The pyramid held its secrets close, and those who sought to uncover them would pay a heavy price. The jungle air hung thick and heavy, a humid blanket suffocating Carter as he stumbled through the dense undergrowth. Gunfire cracked like thunder in the distance, each shot a sharp reminder of the chaos he'd barely escaped. His heart hammered against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the silence of the encroaching shadows. He'd been separated from his team during the mercenary attack on their archaeological dig site, a raid that had plunged the expedition into utter pandemonium. He risked a glance back, the emerald canopy a blurry mess of leaves and branches. He was alone. He tripped, his hands scraping against the rough bark of a tree, the pain a welcome distraction from the adrenaline coursing through his veins. As he scrambled to his feet, something glinted in the fading light. A small, golden tablet, intricately etched with symbols, lay half buried in the damp earth. It must have fallen from one of the mercenaries' packs during the frantic escape. The symbols, they were eerily familiar. He'd seen them before, etched deep within the secret chamber of the Great Pyramid, a mystery that had haunted him for years. Back at their makeshift camp, the adrenaline slowly receded, replaced by a chilling sense of dread and a growing fascination with the tablet. He carefully cleaned the mud from its surface, revealing the intricate carvings in greater detail. They weren't just decorative, they formed a complex equation, a mathematical puzzle of breathtaking elegance and terrifying implications. As he began to decipher the symbols, a terrifying realization dawned on him. This wasn't just ancient writing, it was a blueprint, a schematic for something far beyond his wildest imaginings. Days bled into nights as Carter painstakingly decoded the equation. The symbols unlocked a hidden layer of meaning, revealing a profound understanding of the pyramid's true purpose. They weren't just tombs for pharaohs, they were sophisticated energy conduits, colossal machines designed to harness the Earth's inherent power. The equation detailed a process, a method of aligning the planet's natural energies with advanced technology, a technology far exceeding anything humanity had ever conceived. The pyramids weren't just ancient monuments, they were the key to unlocking a power source that could redefine civilization. But the equation held a deeper secret, a chilling twist that sent shivers down Carter's spine. The blueprint wasn't merely a passive observation of Earth's energy. It was a guide to manipulating it. It hinted at a capacity to control, to amplify, and potentially to weaponize the planet's very life force. The implications were staggering, the potential for both unimaginable progress and catastrophic destruction hung precariously in the balance. The weight of this knowledge pressed down on him, the golden tablet a heavy burden in his hands. The helicopter's rotors beat a frantic rhythm against the twilight sky, a stark contrast to the uneasy silence within. Carter stared out at the receding jungle, the vibrant green blurring into an indistinguishable mass. Excitement, so potent just hours ago, had curdled into a thick, chilling dread. The discovery, a lost city pulsating with an ancient, unknown energy, had been exhilarating, but the mercenaries' desperate attempts to keep it secret had cast a long, ominous shadow. Their leader, a hulking figure known only as Vargas, had been unnervingly calm, his eyes betraying a chilling intelligence. His men, a ragtag bunch of heavily armed soldiers, moved with the practiced efficiency of seasoned killers. But who were they working for? And why the secrecy? The questions gnawed at Carter, a relentless tide eroding his initial triumph. The deeper they delved into the city's ruins, the more unsettling their findings became. Strange symbols, intricate carvings that defied known languages, and a palpable sense of ancient power filled the air. It wasn't just a lost city, it was a sleeping giant, and they had awakened it. Carter began to suspect the energy wasn't just powerful, it was sentient, reacting to their presence in ways that defied logic. Back at their makeshift base camp, the air crackled with tension. Whispers and furtive glances replaced the camaraderie of the previous days. Trust, once a cornerstone of their team, had fractured. Each member seemed to carry their own secret, their own fear. Carter, feeling the weight of responsibility, started piecing together the fragmented clues. The mercenaries' obsession, the city's power, the hushed warnings from the local villagers. It all pointed to something far larger than they could have imagined. Then, the encrypted message arrived. A single line, stark and chilling, flashed across his secure terminal. The past is waking up, and it doesn't want to be found. The race against time has begun, and Carter can't trust anyone. The message hung in the air, a cold, hard truth. The discovery wasn't just about a lost city, it was about a power that threatened to reshape the world. And the mercenaries were just pawns in a game far bigger than themselves. The race wasn't just to escape the jungle, it was a fight for survival against an ancient, unknowable foe. The helicopter blades continued their relentless thrumming, a soundtrack to the unfolding horror, as Carter knew, with a chilling certainty, that their journey had only just begun.